This presentation offers a severe but liberating premise. Stop wasting energy trying to become neurotypical. Build an operating system that fits the hardware. Autism is a lifelong neurodevelopmental difference. The aim here is to reduce friction, prevent overload, and convert autistic sensitivity into governed perception. This protocol is not a promise that autism can be erased, cured, or bypassed. It is operational guidance for reducing overload and increasing functional stability. We will explore how non-resistance, architecture, and biological discipline can support autistic sovereignty. The core reframe is critical. Autism is not defeated by pretending the data is not there. It is governed by changing the relationship to the data. The ordinary coping model demands filtering harder, suppressing more, masking better, and acting normal. For many autistic nervous systems, that model is metabolically expensive and eventually destructive. The alternative is not chaos. It is disciplined non-resistance. Instead of fighting every sensory input, the operator learns to let the field exist, remain physiologically unthreatened, and allow trained intention to select relevance. This reframe sets the stage for a more sustainable approach. Manual suppression turns the environment into an emergency. Filtering burns fuel. The autistic brain often receives the environment with unusual detail and intensity. When you try to manually suppress everything irrelevant, your prefrontal system becomes a guard at every gate. That guard gets exhausted. Sensory overload is not only the presence of sound, light, motion, or social demand. It is your nervous system treating those inputs as urgent threats. Research on autistic adults shows that sensory and communication barriers can cause stress, avoidance, and impaired interaction. This is especially true when environments fail to accommodate autistic processing needs. We must find a better way to manage this metabolic cost. Wu Wei means low-drag control. Non-resistance is not passivity. It is control without gripping. Wu Wei is often misunderstood as doing nothing. Operationally, it means removing unnecessary force. The operator does not collapse into the environment. They stop wrestling it. They allow incoming information to pass through without reflexively tagging it as danger. Then, because intention has already been defined, relevant information begins to stand out. This is not mystical. It is disciplined, trained attentional economy. This approach directly addresses the fuel-burning problem we just discussed. Flow requires front-loaded structure. You must install the architecture first. The protocol fails if the operator merely says, "I will relax and trust my brain." Trust without architecture is negligence. Your brain needs priors, rules, and trained categories. Before entering a high-input environment, define the mission. Define what counts as signal. Define what will not receive energy. Define the exit condition. This is the system prompt for your nervous system. This architecture is essential for effective low-drag control. This protocol is not a single, isolated theory. It aligns with established research. We are not inventing a new science, but applying existing knowledge to operationalize autistic well-being. Monotropism explains deep, focused attention, which, when supported, becomes a strength. Predictive processing highlights how stable expectations reduce energy expenditure, minimizing prediction errors. Acceptance-based practices reduce the stress of constant avoidance. Allostatic regulation confirms that biological capacity dictates performance. This convergence confirms the necessity of reducing resistance and stabilizing prediction to preserve biological capacity. We move now to the practical application of this understanding. How to manage sensory input. The practical move is simple but demanding. Soften the gaze visually and cognitively. Do not hunt every detail. Let the room be a room. Let sound be sound. Let motion be motion. You are not surrendering discernment. You are refusing to pay for every irrelevant stimulus with glucose, adrenaline, and executive control. Panoramic intake is how the operator stops treating the world as a swarm of separate threats. This approach moves us from a reactive stance to a proactive one, setting the stage for intentional signal selection. A brain under pressure should not be forced to invent priorities in real time. Priorities are decided before contact. If the mission is to complete a medical appointment, the signal is symptoms, instructions, medication changes, and next steps. The noise is fluorescent light, awkward eye contact, hallway conversation, and provider personality unless any of those become operationally relevant. This is ruthless. Everything not mission-critical is denied command authority. With signal clearly defined, we can then consider how to communicate our own output effectively. Many autistic people spend enormous energy translating themselves into neurotypical formats. Sometimes this is strategically useful, but as a default operating system, it is costly. Sovereign output uses direct structure. Here is the issue. Here is the relevant data. Here is what I need. Here is the next action. This is not permission to be careless or cruel. It is permission to stop sacrificing accuracy to appease vague social expectation. This directness in communication must be supported by a robust biological foundation. No nervous system can optimize on depleted hardware. This is where the protocol becomes unforgiving. Consistent functioning requires biological discipline. If sleep is poor, nutrition is erratic, movement is absent, and the environment is chaotic, then the operator is asking an already sensitive system to perform elite computation on corrupted hardware. That is not sovereignty. It is fantasy. The nervous system will not respect intentions that are not backed by energy, recovery, and maintenance. We must move from merely managing output to maintaining the very foundation of our capacity. The sovereign operator does not force a crash. They down-regulate early. The standard mistake is pride, trying to maintain peak output after the system is already depleted. That is how overload becomes shutdown, meltdown, burnout, or collapse. The Reboot Protocol is not weakness. It is disciplined damage control. If capacity drops, output must drop. If prediction errors spike, simplify the environment. If speech becomes expensive, use written communication. If the system is overloaded, stop demanding elegance from it. This disciplined approach prevents catastrophic system failure. The final message is this: the goal is not to be normal. The goal is to be governed. Autistic perception can be intense, literal, fast, associative, and difficult to redirect. Those traits can create suffering when unmanaged. They can also become extraordinary assets when protected by architecture, biological discipline, non-resistance, and precise intention. Sovereignty means you stop begging the world to become simple. You build a nervous system strategy strong enough to meet complexity without wasting itself. This is the ultimate aim of our operational protocol.